Hello everyone, welcome back to Anmol Astrology channel. Now this video is about the water signs. Okay, so first let me tell you these particular predictions are general. Most of all the ascendants would feel all these things happening in their life, but of course it depends. It has more weightage when we know about the planets, when we know which Mahadasha you are going through, because transits will come and go, but it will only give its 100% effect if it is being activated in your Mahadasha, Antardasha, and Pratyantardasha. And if the Mahadasha is basically promising it. Okay, so that's why whenever you are listening to these particular videos, just take it as a general prediction and then just use your knowledge and skills so as to analyze that how it is going to affect you based on what kind of placements that you have. Okay, so let's get started. I'll just share my screen. Right. So now we are going to do the water signs. The first one is going to be Cancer. So one thing that we knew from the introductory video was that the sign of Scorpio is going to get heavily activated. Why? Because the sign of Scorpio is being aspected by, it is receiving the 7th aspect of Jupiter, 10th aspect of Saturn, and 9th aspect of Rahu. And Jupiter and Ketu are in a mutual aspect because Jupiter is giving its 9th aspect to, just a second. Yeah, Jupiter is giving its 5th aspect, to Ketu, and Ketu is giving its 9th aspect to Jupiter. Right? So Saturn for a Cancer ascendant is in the 8th house. Then Ketu is in the 3rd house. Rahu is in the 9th house. Jupiter is in the 11th house. Now, one thing that we can see here is that there could be addition of a child for this individual. Since the 2nd house is getting activated through Saturn and 5th house is getting activated through Jupiter and Rahu and Saturn, there could be achieving of, if you are married and you're planning for a kid, this is the best time to go for a pregnancy. For other people, it could initiate a love marriage or a love scenario. You might enter into a serious and romantic relationship at this moment because your 5th house is getting highly activated. Another thing that this shows is, so just take these predictions, just only take those ones which are going to resonate with your situation, because not every Cancer is going to be married and expecting a child. Not every Cancer ascendant is expecting for a love encounter. Maybe they are already married and they are not expecting any love encounter or a love affair, and whatever other predictions I'm going to give. So just try to resonate it and try to think it logically according to your situation. So the next thing is, it could even initiate shift of residence and traveling to a longer distance, because Rahu is in the 9th, Jupiter is in the 11th, Saturn is in the 8th, right? So either one could travel at a distance for education, higher education, or through work. There are only 60% chances that there could be a travel because of work, and there are more chances, like 80 to 90% chances, that the travel could be because of education, since the 5th and the 9th houses are getting activated. And since Rahu is in the 9th house, so Rahu will make a person learn more and more things. So a person will be very much concentrated, or their focus will be on gaining higher knowledge, and that too in a very technical aspect. Okay, so other than this, since Jupiter is in the 11th house in the sign of Taurus, you'll be very much influenced by your social circle. You'll try to gain wisdom by your experiences from your social circle. You'll try to be very practical. You'll try to make relationships or make connections in your social circle which would benefit you monetarily in the future and in the present. Why I am referring to the future? Because Saturn is in the sign of Aquarius for everyone. In the transit, it is in the sign of Aquarius, and in the sign of Aquarius, it makes you go towards futuristic decisions. So your mind is going to operate in such a way, because Saturn is in the eighth house, and eighth house is about fixed assets, joint assets. So one's focus is going to be towards future investments, long term future results. So that's why they are going to work accordingly. Since Ketu is in the third house, be very careful with what you communicate, especially through social media. So if you have some important communications for this 18 months and you want to communicate something, try to do it on phone call or try to do it in person rather than just typing it. Because what will happen is Ketu in the third house, what happens is you're trying to say something else, but somehow you might type it in such a way that you will be projecting something else. So that's why it's very necessary when Ketu travels into the third house that you have to be very careful with the medium that you choose for communication. Not with what you speak, but what is the medium of your communication, because third house is not your speech. Second house is about your speech, and third house is how you communicate it. What do you use to communicate it? Okay, so this is one thing. Since Ketu is in the third house, third house is the house, if you have a question that how assumptuous am I, or if you want to know what is a person's belief system and how logically do they think, just look for their third house. If their third house has planets, like if they suppose have a debilitated Mercury there, if suppose they have Moon there, if suppose they have Ketu placement there, these people will actually dive deeper into things, with the debilitated Mercury especially, or with water signs in the third house, a person is quite assumptuous. They try to assume things because of their emotions. So third house is actually going to tell us how assumptuous we are. So whenever Ketu is there, so Ketu makes you dive deeper into something. It makes you dive deeper into your thinking process. So that's why at this moment you're going to go way deeper into whatever knowledge you're going to gain. So you're going to look online, you're going to go for social media, you're going to learn through social media, you're going to start searching online for different things, researching about things so as to get out a result. It could be in anything. Suppose you're just finding a venue for a wedding, suppose you are trying to find whatever you can do when you shift to a distant place, you are finding jobs, you're finding the opportunities that are going to come around. Okay, so it, in a way, it's just going to be around research. You are going to use social media to research and enhance your knowledge in different aspects, especially in financial aspect, because Ketu here is in the sign of Virgo. So you'll try to gain more and more knowledge of debts, shares, investments, how can you gain money, also diseases, because it is sixth house is also, and the sign of Virgo is also about nutrition. So you're going to search for these things. Okay, now next would be the sign of Scorpio. So since Scorpio, for Scorpio people, your ascendant is going to get activated highly by Rahu, by Saturn's 10th aspect, Jupiter's 7th aspect. So one thing is there that you are going to transform big time. This transformation will be for good, for growth, because of the kind of aspects that we can see here. So for a Scorpio ascendant, Saturn is going to come into the 4th house, Rahu in the 5th, Ketu in the 11th, and Jupiter in the 7th. First of all, it can lead to a marriage, or it can actually lead to a birth of a child. If you are a female, then specifically is it's a birth of a child. Okay, so congratulations. I think for most of the water signs, it's a birth of a child. So after this, since Saturn is in your fourth house, either you're going to go for purchase of property, specifically a home, or you're going to go into renovating your home, renovation. And that renovation would involve some cement, use of cement, sand, all those things, bricks, all those things that we use for construction. So even if it is renovation, there would be some amount of construction that has to be done there. Then, because of Saturn in the fourth house, what happens is a person starts growing cold. Because fourth house is your heart space. What happens is that your heart space becomes cold and you try to have more patience. This Saturn is going to make you a lot more patient than what you have been earlier. This Saturn will bring in, Saturn in the fourth house actually makes a person quite fearful of getting criticized, of getting hurt. That's why these people always build a boundary around their heart space and they don't let everyone to enter there. So if suppose this your spouse is a Scorpio ascendant, you can expect them to be very unexpressive for this period when Saturn is in the fourth. Because at this time, they are actually gaining maturity. They are transforming as a person. They are becoming more mature, more patient. They are learning the reality of life. So because of that, because of Saturn in the fourth house, the universe is going to put them into situations where there will be struggle. It is not going to be very comfortable because fourth house is about your happiness. It's about your comforts. So this person is going to face challenges with happiness and comforts. But at this time, Scorpio, because usually Leo and Scorpio are the individuals whose level of comfort is very much related to their ego. They do not initially, they are not the people. Scorpios also and Leos also, they are so flamboyant, they are so extravagant that these people they'll do anything so as to set up a standard for themselves. So these are not the people who'll just sleep in the car, or who'll just just have the minimum amount of conveniences and will live with it. But always see this, that in their late 20s, or you can say most probably after 24-25, Scorpios and Leos do go through major transformation in their life, after which these are the people who will actually be willing to sacrifice everything, to sleep in the car or to sleep at a very hard mattress. They'll just lose that materialism. They will still be egocentric, they will still have self-esteem, but they become a lot more grounded with time. So this Saturn is going to make you grounded. Now no longer you'll be running towards the the luxuries of life. You'll be comfortable doing everything. You'll be so grounded. Oh, this light again went away. I think almost in all my videos, this light has played a very important role because it has always flickered. Now I think it is not going to go. I think I should change it now. But it's a little brighter, so I feel that it's a good effect on the videos. Okay, let's get back to it. So this is what Saturn in the fourth house will do. But remember, it will bring in stability for good in your life. Definitely, there are some challenges you are going to face on the personal level, but there will be a lot of support from the society and from the government and through the career also, because the seventh aspect of Saturn is at the 10th house. Although, it's very reverse thing which is going to happen at this moment. You won't ask for help, you won't ask for support, you'll be least you'll be least at your desires, you'll be the one who least expects help from people at this time, because you have Ketu in the 11th house and Saturn in the 4th house. But now, the moment you'll decide that you don't want any help from anyone, you don't want any progress, you're going to work hard just the way the situation requires, the moment you'll have this attitude, things are going to work out for you eventually. Okay. So for Scorpio ascendant, this is what you can expect. And since Jupiter is in the 7th house, there has to be a lot of responsibility towards the partner, right? So Jupiter coming into the 7th, just try, since it's original second lord. So there would be fortune related to money. Definitely there would be. And also try to provide your partner in certain way. Give them 10 bucks, give them 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 100 rupees, howsoever amount you can decide on. Just try to give it regularly for next 1 year to your spouse. If you are a female or male, regardless of that fact, just give that to them as a regular thing and see how much your finances will rise. Okay, so that was about Scorpio. Now the last one is the sign of Pisces. So for the Pisces individual, Rahu is in the first and Ketu is in the 7th. Saturn in the 12th house, Jupiter in the 3rd house. First of all, whenever Saturn comes into the 12th house, it suppresses or delays your travel. So if you are trying to travel, if you are planning to travel overseas, I'm telling you the travel is going to be there. Definitely. But it is going to come in with delay or with some obstacles. For that, what you can do is try to donate something into, to less privileged people. Try to treat your maids or your servants as they are the kings, as they are your bosses for this time period. Just try to serve them wherever they are in need, either from money or from clothes or from anything, whatever they need, just give it to them. Especially for 1.5 years from now. And for those who already have natal Saturn in the 12th, this is a permanent remedy that you would require to do. Now, what happens is whenever Saturn comes into the 12th house, the subconscious mind gets disturbed. A person is all the time thinking. Now, what happens is that these particular individuals always, have a pressure subconsciously. A pressure will start building up subconsciously that I have to be responsible. I have to provide someone something. So now, howsoever you have been in your life in regards of finances, as miser you have been in your life, now you will feel responsible about everyone around you. You'll try to provide them with money. You'll try to provide them with comfort, whatever they desire. You will try to provide them. That's what Saturn in the 12th house does. It restricts your subconscious mind. So somehow you can feel a foggy brain. You can feel that your memory, you're starting losing your memory. You will feel it very hard to remember something. So this is something Saturn does in the 12th house. But of course, it activates your intuition. The sign of Scorpio is in the 9th house. That's why I told you that there's going to be a long distance travel, and there's going to be learning also. Learning of what? Since your travel is going to get delayed, Rahu is in the ascendant, you are going to obsess over things. You might not be willing to put into relationships at this moment. You're going to go towards self-love. If you have gone through the video of Virgo ascendant, you might have heard then, because that I discussed the similar thing with that with the Virgo ascendants also. So since you have Rahu in the ascendant and Ketu in the 7th house, it's a major transformation for you. You are going to transform big time. And then you're going to choose yourself over anything else, over relationships specifically. So your learnings are going to come from the relationships. Okay. Another thing that you'll see is, since Jupiter is in the 3rd house, it is going to challenge your courage. It is going to see how courageous are you. So the delays that are going to happen in your life are there to teach you something. Teach you patience, teach you courage, teach you that you don't have to be in a la-la land because of being a Pisces ascendant. You have to see the reality of life, because for Pisces ascendant, it's not just this time, but eventually there is probably, you can say, 6.5 years that you have, which is going to be very, very prominent for your growth, in terms that you are going to be stuck by reality because of Saturn. So this time would actually require a lot of patience and a lot of things on your side. Okay. So let me see what else. Yeah, I do see, if you suppose you are in a partnership business or partnership, you are in a, relationship or something, there would be complications within the relationship and the partnership. There could even be a breakup in the partnerships. Partnership is, it could be business partnerships, or it could be your relationships. And if it is a marriage, there could be distance with the spouse within the marriage, because now what you will feel is that I have to take care of myself now. I have to think about myself for some time now. Because Rahu, what it does is, wherever Ketu is, that is actually the catalyst, and Rahu is the end result. So what happens, you'll encounter with the spouse, you'll be so dependent upon spouse, you'll be just going towards them, and then whatever you experience in that area, you're going to be so dissatisfied from then, that you'll start thinking that now I have to think about myself, now I have to go on my self-love journey. So if you are in a relationship, definitely you are facing right now also, you'll be facing problems with that, and you'll choose yourself over that relationship for this time. That's a part of your transformation. But again, career wise, it is going to give you very good prospects. For some time, you might, if suppose you have been in business, you might go for job, because originally the 10th lord is going into the 3rd house, or you might take up a skill of yours. so as to elevate in your career. Okay. So, guys, this was my analysis about the water signs. Now, with this, we are done with the predictions for 2024. Now, the next videos are probably going to be on different topics. So, I did receive a lot of requests on different videos. I do read all the comments, let me tell you. So I did see a lot of options that you guys were giving me, that you should make an Ashtag Varga video, you should make this video, you should make that video. So definitely I'm going to consider them. I have particularly a diary where I have written that which video I am going to go next. So definitely I'm going to go in sequence, but I'm going to try to go with those who are recommended by you people first. Okay, so I'll be back with another video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. If you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I have actually remade the consultation section on my website. So on my website, you can see that now consultation section is actually changed to the general reading section. So I have general readings, I have unique readings, and under the general readings, there's one more option that I've added recently, which is option 10, which is about your child report. If you have children, it could be a newborn, it could be up up to any age. It's just a full report for your child about their traits, their personality, and everything. I'll try to make another video about the explanation that what that report would include, but that's about your child life report. So this idea actually came into me since my daughter was born. So I was like that, okay, so I, as a mother, was very curious to know about whatever are her highs and lows, her abilities. So I always keep on thinking that. Then it just came into my mind, what about other parents? They might also have this in them, that they want to know about their child so that they can work on certain situations. So now, being an astrologer, I know that there are certain things that my child is going to experience, her nature, if she is going to be an introvert, if she is going to be an extrovert. So it is actually going to help me a lot with making her realize her potential. So that's why I basically led towards this report. So it is going to be in a written format. I myself am going to write it myself. That's why the time duration is very much. It is going to take probably around a month for me to deliver. Like, it is going to start between 15 days to 20 or 30 days for me to deliver that. So if you guys have children and you want to know about them, you can go for option 10 under the general reading section. Okay, guys. So we'll meet you in the next video. Bye-bye. Take care.